anticipate this life. This is crazy. We finally made it.
Alrighty. What up? Welcome to another exciting episode of Since Everybody Else Got a Podcast. I'm your host, Ocean Glapion. As you can see, usually we have my co-host, Donovan, but he's not here today. He's sick, but the show must go on because I'm not going to be here for a couple of times and coming in the next month or so. So he'll just be rolling and doing it. So we'll just roll like that. I might start off with my rant today is usually Donovan says no more podcasts. This is the only last podcast. What I want to say is no more sending me reels in the DM. I don't care who you are. Do not send me no more reels in the DM. I'm going to get to them. If it's funny, I'm going to find it on the internet. I want to know because every day I get on it, I have certain people that send me at least 20 to 30 reels a day. And I'm trying to figure out what do you do in life that you can sit around and be on the internet and send. I know because they're not just sending it to me, they sending it to multiple of their friends. So I'm saying no more DMs with the reels in it. No more reels in the DMs. I don't want no more. I will find the funny clips on my own. Trust me, we are all on the same internet, right? With that said, we got a special show today. I'm so excited because these guys are in here. First off, I'm going to start with my boy. He's a very, very talented comedian. He travels all over the country. He's probably one of the best comedians in this business. A lot of people go, they figure out that comedians, if they're, it's either a tier of famous, right?
Right.
Or you brand new and suck.
Funny.
And they don't realize
there's some in between.
There's some in between that. And
Yeah.
there's some very, very, very funny and talented comedians out here in between that. And just the world hasn't caught on to us yet.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
And so you are one of those guys that are extremely, extremely funny. Not only that you're extremely funny, you have your own point of view. Nobody can steal from you because it's your...
I mean, they can and they try.
They can and they try. They can and they try.
Yeah.
But that's a Henry Coleman joke.
It's a signature, yeah.
It's a signature joke. Everybody, us three all, let's put our hands together for Henry Coleman.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you
All
very much.
right, and then right after that is my heart, my boy, my son, my guy. I'm so proud of you. One of the most talented rappers, producers, writers, that the world hasn't heard of, but one day they will, because I'm not just saying this because you're so close to me in my heart, but I truly, truly believe in your talent and who you are. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that.
And it's just amazing. One of the best rappers in the game. Everybody put your hands together for J Uno.
Yes, sir. We in this bitch.
Yeah.
This episode, again, is sponsored by Kevin Hart's Tequila.
Okay.
Grand Caramano.
Is that what we sipping on?
That's what we sipping
It's
on.
nice.
Grand Caramano.
It's
That's
nice.
2 sips. I'm a little lit.
You already a little
Nice.
lit.
A little
Well,
lit.
cheers, my guys. We put some ginger ale in that.
Yeah.
Where you at next, Henry?
I'm at Improv on Monday at the Improv, and then Comedy Store that Thursday.
Okay.
I'm doing the Miracle Theater for Valentine's Day with the Elliott Brothers and stuff, so that's gonna be dope. Yeah, a gang of stuff. Shooting shooting a show down in Atlanta next month, a TV show. So yeah.
You're gonna shoot your special soon, right? When's your special?
I
saw it online. You were working.
I'm working on shooting my special. I want to shoot it in March. I'm thinking about pushing it back a little bit, just maybe a couple months for production, quality, and everything like that. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to put down another special this year for sure.
Yeah.
I gotta come
for
watch
sure.
it.
No, you got, man, this dude is so amazing. I'm not even saying that.
I mean, a hot 30 minutes of, because see, what happened was I shot a gang of stuff during the pandemic.
Right.
But everything I've shot has been produced by other people.
Right.
And when other people produce it, you got to wait for them to release it.
Right.
So I got like 3 15-minute joints and a 10-minute, like all these sprinkled sets around.
Right.
And it's like everybody's trying to wait till I get, I don't know what they're waiting on, but they just will not.
famous?
They just refuse to release to release the stuff. I'm just like, put it out. He's like, well, we still trying to get it on. I don't care. I don't care about the platform. What platform don't help me?
Right.
It helped me when the material is out.
Yeah.
You know, so people can see it, because I get booked more when I can post more fresh new content.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. You've been in this business for how long now?
24 years.
24 years.
Yeah.
What do you feel like your highlight of your in comedy has been? What's the highlight?
The highlight ain't necessarily what paid the most.
Okay.
I think HBO was kind of a highlight.
Okay. Left side.
Yeah, probably got
Left
that.
side. The red. Yeah, there
Okay.
you go. Just I want you to, the whole podcast had it on you.
Okay.
Okay, you got it. Yeah.
The highlight was probably HBO.
Okay.
That was probably
and we'll edit that out again.
Okay.
All right. So what do you feel is your highlight? Then go.
The highlight was probably HBO.
Okay.
Doing Def Comedy Jam.
You ripped that joint.
Man,
yo.
thank you.
Nigga, I did see you. Nigga, I seen this nigga. I'm over here looking at this nigga like, I seen this nigga.
Yeah, so
I'm telling you, Jay, he funny.
So
I seen the nigga. For sure.
So doing that was like, that was like the moment. That was like the moment where, like, okay, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm here with my peers. I'm a comedian.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As an urban comedy doing HBO, doing a Def Jam format or platform, is like, that's like, okay, that stamps you. That's kind of like, okay, you can't say I'm not this.
Right.
I'm this.
Was it hard for you to do that? Like, I mean, like, not saying hard, but because you're a professional comedian, you travel and sell out and all that stuff. But was it pressure? Because sometimes for me, I feel like when there's a whole bunch of comedians in the room, our peers, I might talk faster than I normally do.
Okay.
I have to, I might have to say to myself, okay, not worry about the comedians and what they feel and what they, because it's just another, I always look at TV shows. And the first time I was on TV was Comic View. I don't know if you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
You was there.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there.
And I talked to you.
That's right. Because we friends for real.
Yeah,
So,
I talked to you.
Yeah. So I bombed, and then the next time I took it, that's what I tell, Jay and my younger son about just the learning experience of things. Like you can take it and you can look at it as a negative, or you can look at it as a positive.
Well, I mean, the difference in our career paths is we are artists and creatives is that we do a lot of failing in public.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Our failures are in public. They're not, you know what I'm saying? It's not like getting fired from a job and pretending like you got a job until you get another job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you fail, people see it. A lot of people see it.
And have an opinion.
So,
an opinion on
and
it.
you might not, you don't get to just go back the next day and try again.
Right.
You got to wait till you get back to that level.
Okay.
If you get back up to that level. So just like you earned your way up to Comic View, then you have to earn your way back up to another platform. But this time when you earn your way back up, you have people that saw you fail on the platform. So it's a lot more difficult.
So I usually wear my glasses. That's my signature thing.
Okay, you forgot to put them on.
I forgot to put them on. That's my signature on my podcast. But we was just talking. I was just so excited that y'all two are here. I totally forgot to wear my glasses. So I'm just going to let you know that I'm going to put my glasses on.
Gotta
so
put 'em on.
everybody
Gotta
be
put
like,
'em
yo,
on.
what's going on? Why? Let me clean them.
Clean them first.
Clean them first. And then,
Put the glasses on.
yeah, put the glasses on, because that's my signature thing on any podcast that I do. All right. There I go. I was feeling like, where are my glasses? I was feeling like something was missing.
Too bright in here.
It was too bright in here.
It was too bright in here.
So were you nervous on that Def Jam? Because I feel like you and Kevin Tate probably had the best set on that.
I didn't know my voice as much as I know it now. Like
Even back then, right there?
No, I didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, and I had seen myself on TV before. And I knew what I wanted to do when he came in, when the producer Stan came in. He was like, yeah, Katt Williams only did, we told him to do 6, he did 5. He just gave us a rundown of how people did their different sets. And a lot of people did their sets so they wouldn't be edited. They just did it, so they wouldn't have nothing to edit.
That's what Damon Wayans told me.
So,
he said to do less time than what they give you, and so they can't edit. If you get 10 minutes, do 9, 8.5 better. And he's like, they can't edit your set. Because what they'll do is they'll chop that joint up.
And it looked terrible.
And it'll look terrible. And it'll take out parts of the joke. You'll be like, that's not even what I said. Also, he told me, come, and this is game, come to no matter what they say, come to the set in what you're going to wear.
Okay.
Because they'll tell you to bring 3-4 outfits because they got a stylist they got to pay. And then that stylist will chop it up and that's what they did to me on Comic View.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't even dress like this. This don't even match. But it's like, it looks great.
Yeah.
So the next time when I did stand up on Stars, I wore what I wore on. And I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How I approached my set was like, okay, they told us to do 6. You know, all my stuff is pretty shocking, and I'm more of a one-liner.
Right.
So I wasn't worried about the cutouts because I knew whatever they left in, it was still gonna be dope.
Right.
So I was like, let me not hold myself to no time thing because I wanted my pacing to be right.
Right.
Plus, it was a LA crowd. LA crowds are just not
different.
They just don't laugh.
Yeah. Do you find that when you perform in LA, Jay, about LA crowds, do you find like they're different from when you go across the country and perform?
Yeah, I mean, if you go to like LA or anywhere where people, I think about LA, I think people feel like they can do it.
Right.
Yeah.
So if it's obtainable, then what you're doing isn't that important.
Right.
So I think anywhere like that where people feel like, you know, oh, I can do that.
Right.
Even if you've never, you know, I found myself like, I think I could do stand up.
Right.
But watching people,
Yeah.
you think that. And
Yeah.
then you have to really realize like, nah, nigga, you can't do that.
You can't do that,
You
yeah.
can't just
Yeah.
get up and go make people laugh. And
Right.
people just, it's I think it's more of a Cali thing or a New York thing more so
Big city
than
thing.
as, big city thing than it is in like a suburb.
And then I think a lot also too, when you go to these other cities, right, they are more appreciative that you're there.
Period.
You know what I mean? They're like, oh, Henry, oh, Jay is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Ocean is coming. We're here. They're here. And they don't feel like they can do what you do. So they're more appreciative. They laugh and they have a good time.
Right. Get the drink specials.
So, yeah, they get to
5 drinks. We're going to get lit tonight.
Right.
Eat and have a good time. And
that's
actually
their
enjoy
event that they're doing,
Right.
right? Because in LA and New York, there's so many events that you can go to.
Right.
There's so many things you can do. It's like, okay, I go to a comedy show, cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's so many different comedians that are singers or actors or whatever, they feel like they can do it. But can I say this, Jay, that your fucking chain is shining? I love that, baby. That Uno.
My dog. Yeah. You know.
Sitting up there.
Yeah, just sitting pretty. Just sitting pretty. You know what I'm saying?
When are you gonna gift me something like that? I need something like that.
Yeah. I gotta talk to the people. I gotta see how the bank account's set up. And then I got you. Give me like 2 years. You know what I'm saying? I got you.
No, but what were you gonna say? You were good about you were saying something about the people,
Audiences.
the audiences.
Don't remember. But
Okay, we can move on.
Yeah, we can move on. But no, I think it's just I always was curious, like, so when you guys do like the Comedy Store or is that what it's called?
Laugh Factory.
Laugh Factory.
Or the Improv.
How so they have an event that's for, let's say they do like what, 4 events in a night? Like how does that even work?
4 shows.
4 shows in a night, 4 different.
Well, sometimes like the Comedy Store, right, has like 3 different rooms.
Yeah.
So they can have 2 shows in each room.
Okay.
Right? The Improv has 2 rooms, so they can put 2 shows in each of the room. So you'll have a 8 o'clock and a 10 o'clock or a 7 and a 9 in both rooms. And it's the same thing, the Comedy Store. The Laugh Factory only has 1 room, so they just do 1 to 2 shows.
3 shows.
A night?
3
shows a night?
3 shows
with
a
3
night.
different set, like casts pretty much? Like different, or
A
you
lineup.
guys go
A lot of
lineups?
times. Sometimes you can get booked for all 3.
Okay.
Depending on the booker, if they like you.
I just feel like the competition in comedy is totally different than like the competition in hip hop.
What do you mean?
Music. Cause like if someone's performing, like if we're at a showcase, for example, and it's just a bunch of underground artists, we're not really like looking at that act in a competition standpoint. we're kind of just looking at the act like either he's good or he's trash. You know, and
Right.
if he's good, you're like, oh, he's lit. You know,
Right.
and if he's trash, like, he's bad.
What-
In comedy, I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like because sets are back to back to back like that with like a host
Right.
hosting it, and he's may say a joke or two, and then the next person's up, it creates this like, kind of like when I play football, like my best friend was also a running back, and it created this like competition. It's a friendly competition, but an unhealthy competition because
Right.
we're always constantly like going at it. Do y'all feel that
No,
way?
no, not at all. Because they booked the show not on comedy, but class of comedy. Like Ocean is kind of observational, current event humor, lighthearted, good natured.
Right.
I'm mean spirited, dark,
Right.
introverted.
Right.
So we wouldn't be competing against each other.
But would
Right.
y'all be on the same bill?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course we could because
Yeah.
we're two different. There's different kinds. There's different shades of it.
Okay.
So like a dude that make balloons or do a lot of physical humor, or he's gonna be different from a guy that do crowd work.
Gotcha.
And then a girl is gonna be in a totally different vein. So if a guy that walk in and do exactly what I do or kind of like what I do, yeah, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be either me or him going up.
Gotcha.
Right.
You know, they're gonna
Gotcha.
not gonna have two dark people back to back
Right,
Right.
because it's two of the same voices. But
Right. Or they might put you up earlier.
earlier,
To depend on who the promoter might think is funnier or more of a headliner or more of a whatever they can
so,
be.
I mean,
at.
if you like even like being everybody can't close. So
Everybody can't
it might,
close.
it's a bunch of comics here, but there's only one person here or two people here that can close the room
Right.
or
Right.
set up a closer.
Yeah.
Very true.
So
It's very rare that people can close it. And a lot of times, a lot of comedians will walk in and be like, let me go first. Let me go first. Let me go early.
Right, right.
They want to
Yeah.
get early when the crowd,
especially out here.
especially out here.
What's your favorite city to perform in?
My favorite is DC and San Francisco.
Okay,
They like the same to me.
because they're smart, because they're
They're
educated.
smart, educated, but they will laugh at shit that's not smart. And they only aren't just there for smart and educated, but they are smart and
They want that
educated.
ignorant shit.
They want the ignorant, but
They can
not
balance.
Oakland, San Francisco.
Okay,
So those are two very different cities.
so San Francisco blacks or San Francisco whites?
it don't matter to me.
Okay,
It don't matter to me. It's just San Francisco. I like DC more than I like San Francisco, but I like San Francisco pretty much
What
the
about you?
same.
I mean, I just been in Atlanta for the last year and a half,
Yeah.
and they are
I hate
knuckleheads. They are knuckleheads. But like I had a problem with being theatrical, like and expressive. You know what I'm saying? Like I was so dry, with just kind of my, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
a lot of times in rooms, I would just get beat up by guys that were just all over the place.
Like,
know?
what do you mean?
Like if a couple comics that just jumped around, did a lot of crowd work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I have to follow that with like, hey, how you guys doing tonight? No matter what I said after that, it's like, boo, here's boo.
Right.
So I was like, I got to learn what's my turn up? You know what I'm saying? What's my theatrics? What's my bigger voice? Especially like when you start doing arenas and theaters, like what he does is you can't just stand in one place.
You can't.
You got to work that. You got to work that
It's a
crowd.
stage. It's a whole
Yeah,
stage.
You got to work the whole stage. So I was like, I need to be in a place that's going to pull me out of my skin and make me have to work a bigger room so that when I get called for a theater, I get called for arena, I'll just walk out there and stand up there like, hey, y'all. I mean, it's funny stuff,
Right.
but you on a screen and it's, there's still a lot of times I'm the first person when I'm getting for those shows. The house ain't even filled in really yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still seeing some empty patches. You know what I'm saying?
So that's how I am with D. When I'm on a tour, but I tell the promoters and the people, I tell them, do not start this show until me and D have this. Don't start the show until it's 70% filled.
Man.
Because they'll try to start that joint.
Yeah, they'll come to your green. You
Well, 'cause
ready?
they have a
Ready,
curfew-
like-
they have a
You ready?
curfew.
And it's like you got the first 3 rows and then 50 empty rows
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then some patches.
Yeah,
in it.
yeah.
That started like, hold on, man.
No, man. So 70%.
Full.
And I'm blessed and lucky that Dion is with that.
Okay.
Because when he goes on, because I do 30, he wants it to be packed. He don't want people still walking in on
Yeah.
here. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with that said, my first question, because we get into like things that are and then we'll get into more of your music and everything else. My first question, I do a lot of on this podcast, we talk a lot about things that are going on in the news. And I like when my guests come on, we try to figure out and talk and get your opinion on it. Tori was here my last episode.
Good friend Tori.
Good friend Tori.
All of ours.
All of our
Shout
good
out Tori.
friends. She's good friends with Jay as well. I love her to death. My question to you guys is, do you think it is cool that she now is going on tour with Katt Williams, with all the things Katt has said about Kevin and their beef and everything is going on? Do you think that she should go on tour? Ooh, I like to start trouble. Yeah. But I love Tori and I love Katt and I love Kevin, and Kevin sponsors our show. So I'm just saying.
That's a good question. You can
Feel
start.
free to start, Jay. You
start.
first.
What do you think, sir?
I'm gonna go ahead and grab me some more.
Yeah, you go ahead and top me off a little bit too. We can blame Mr. Hurt on this. No, I think it's very interesting. I didn't even know she did comedy like that. So I think that's more of a interesting thing to me.
Right.
More than this. I mean this nicely, but you know,
Man, stop stuttering and just go ahead and just say what you got to say.
It sounds like
his career's gonna be over.
It sounds like ex-wife
Right.
motion.
Okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I respect the hustle, but I don't respect the pity, the spitefulness and the pettiness.
So you think that she was being petty? Because I spoke to her.
Yeah.
Right. I spoke to her because,
Well,
like I
it's
said,
an
I work for Kevin.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know,
I talked to her a couple days before.
Yeah. So Kevin's my guy.
Yeah.
You know, Tori's my girl. I love Tori to death. So when I seen her at the Improv, I immediately, you know, she was here right before
all that happened.
Right. So,
you
know, once I seen her, I was like, damn, girl, because my first initial thing is, you don't go and fuck with the enemy, no matter what's you know what I mean? I would be totally upset. You know what I mean?
100%.
If and now, you know, somebody talking and then all of a sudden then somebody close to me go on I would be pissed off. And I know Kevin got to play it politically correct and act like he really don't care.
Okay.
And it's just nothing. But
I'd be sick.
I'll be sick
I'll
and
say
mad.
that.
Me and Tori will be fighting for at least a while. Having a conversation, but I understand her point too.
I don't.
And well, her point was this: Kevin ain't never put her on tour.
I didn't know she did. Did you guys know that?
I knew she did comedy.
Okay.
Yeah.
You knew that too?
I knew it. I knew it.
She was
She's been grinding comedy
for a minute, like with
She been grinding comedy, but let's be real, because I'm her friend, and I don't pull no punches with my friend. So I think that she doesn't grind enough.
Okay.
Right?
With stand-up.
And I've told her this before. We've had conversations. But also she's rich. So a lot of times
she doesn't need to.
When you're rich, you know, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Or you might not have the joy as much as say us. Cause we, you know what I mean? If we got rich tomorrow.
But I think because she came to Chicago with me and we did a couple cities together. Right. And I'm not Katt Williams by any stretch.
Right. But
I can see the fire in her eyes for it. Like a young, hungry comedian.
How long ago was this?
This was maybe 6 or 7 months ago.
Okay. See, so she's been doing comedy for a while.
But I'm saying, like, when I saw the look in her eye and we had the conversations we had, I was like, okay, that stage time and that platform to a young comedian, that supersedes a lot of common sense.
What do you mean?
You know, like
you saying that the platform for Katt
that he's offering her.
Absolutely.
That supersedes a lot of common sense.
Yes.
And when you have your other figure, or whoever you, like you say, you're supposed to be on the same team with, going, no, or not necessarily saying no, but just not opening a door or presenting an opportunity.
Right.
So you're like, okay, well, I got to get it how I live. And this ain't got nothing to do with whatever we got.
I get it, but it's also...
You saying that there should still be some quiet loyalty.
What I'm saying is there is a perception going out that now Katt is winning because
he's like
he has
50 Cent and Rick Ross.
Right. So now it's like
exactly
if Gloria went and hung out with 50, even though that's Fat Boy, what's his name? Who'd you just say?
Rick Ross?
Even though it's Rick Ross' ex, if Gloria went and hung out with 50, you'd be like, come on, you know this is my enemy.
Right.
Why would you go? And he offered her whatever she does. If Gloria's a model, and he offered her.
Katt trying to move tickets. You know,
no, Katt's smart.
I'm saying Katt is smart.
8,000.
Katt is smart.
You and I both know 8,000 tickets a night.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every week.
Yeah.
Is hard.
Right.
400 tickets.
Right.
800 tickets a night.
It's hard.
You're talking about 8,000, 5,000 tickets. You know, these 100 city Thursday they in Tacoma, Friday they in Seattle, Saturday they in Wyoming.
That's why it was smart for
8,000. You know, so yeah, you gotta generate some mess.
How do y'all
to move that kind of number?
But that's why, let me say this real quick, Jake. That's why it was smart for him to wait on all the comedians to go on there. And he sat back and watched it. He sat back and he went in. He had a plan. He executed that plan to perfection.
Okay.
He went in and he was perfect in what he did. He's a smart individual, and I cannot hate him for that. I get it. The next thing is, let me go get Tori. So
I don't think he operates. I think we can give him Katt too much credit. I think he does take advantage of opportunity when he see it. But I don't think Tori was pre-calculated.
I think all of it was calculated.
I think all of it was calculated.
I think it was like, oh, and Tori. Come on. You know what I'm saying? That type thing. I get the queen too? No problem.
When someone sits within, this is a millionaire's thought process, right? And on top of a millionaire thought process, he thinks of himself very highly in the list of comedians.
Right.
He finds himself in the top 10 of the greatest of all time.
Right.
So when he sits there and he's watching people that he thinks are beneath him talk shit, and it's 15 people, he's calculating and strategically putting all this together. So when he goes on Shannon before the interview and says, I'm going to break the internet because I'm doing a stand-up special in a podcast that's never been done before, and now whatever Steve Harvey says, Kevin says, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, 40 million people.
You guys can respond, but no one cares about my response because of how I executed what I was going to execute. Exactly. And now as soon as I announce tour on Shannon's thing, we're going on tour, or you're going to be in Inglewood. Yeah, a day later, Tori is announced as the co-headliner. So it's not that, it's very strategic. He's not just out here just doing shit because he doesn't get to where he's at. So I mean,
my next question is, because Katt is a tumultuous, he's a different kind of dude.
Yeah,
and he's not all It's a lot of good stories, but a lot of bad stories about him too.
Exactly.
If I'm Kevin Hart and that's my ex-wife, and something goes down bad, I hear through the channels that we hear through stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's hands off as long as you just out there talking crazy. But now I done found out you did or said something disrespectful to my ex-wife. What's my responsibility?
Well, see, once you on the tour with him, that's you on your own.
Wow.
I ain't got nothing to do with that. You already. So here's my
But
thing.
You hear what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, and this is where my concern is. And again, Tori is a really good friend of mine. I love Tori. So I'm just playing devil advocate.
That's what we're doing.
That's all we're doing. We're just talking. So I don't want it to be, because people have gone in on her. No, I'm saying there's been other comedians that gone in on her, and she's had to go. I think Corey went in on her, and they had to go talk, and the whole nine. I'm saying, at some point, Katt, which I haven't seen the new stuff he's doing. I have seen a little bit of it, but since the Shannon Sharp podcast, he has to talk about what happened on that podcast. And the number one thing he gonna talk about is Kevin. So now you got Tori on there, and he's now talking about, not saying she should be loyal to anybody, but it just comes off.
I mean, she has expanded her material beyond hate Kevin stuff.
I know she's not hating Kevin no more. I'm just talking about. She's going to go up, and then when he goes up, he has to talk about 30 million people seeing him in 2 days. Yeah. And in that is Kevin Hart. So he has to, right? He has to talk about it.
So what happens the moment where, because, they're going to record it. People going to record it, and those videos start going, getting edited and going live, and people start because you can't stop 8,000 people in the arena from recording stuff.
Well, you can.
Put
in that
thing,
the little pocket.
I don't think he does that.
I don't think he does that.
I don't
either.
think he does that.
But I'm saying you can.
But there's a lot of hypotheticals and scenarios around that. It's just like
yesterday's price ain't today's price. How big Katt Williams is today is as big as he was when Pip Chronicles came out.
Yes.
So he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
If he wanted to put it in there, I don't think he wants to. I think he wants the press.
Do you think this is do you think Tori will, good or bad, the outcome, this was going to help or hurt her?
Well, it's going to help her because she's going to be in front of 10,000 people a night.
At least 3 cities.
Yeah. 10,000 people or more a night. So it's going to help her. She's going to have to get good, which she's already good. But I'm saying she's going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. I don't know how much time she's getting, but she's going to get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. She's already strong. So she's going to get stronger and stronger. So it's going to help her. In the long run,
that's okay.
I don't know. It's gonna be it's gonna be hard.
How this plays out.
What would you be mad if that was your ex, Jay?
Oh, I'm not giving her. Kevin Hart is Jay-Z of comedy,
right?
We can agree on that.
We agree on that.
Well,
Henry,
how would I feel?
No, I'm saying, could you give Kevin Hart as the Jay-Z of comedy?
Then who would Katt be? If Kevin is a Jay-Z, Lil Wayne,
Tupac, Biggie, maybe.
I'm not more so talking about GOAT level. I'm more so talking about impact level.
Okay, status. Okay,
it's our status.
Okay, so mainstream pop.
Who's the biggest comedian in the world right now?
Matt Rife.
Andrew Schultz.
Matt Rife, probably.
Yeah, probably him neck and neck with Andrew Schultz.
Yeah, and then probably.
I guess what I consider
the biggest black comedian is probably Kevin Hart.
But Kevin Hart's bigger than them, no? You don't think so? He sold out man. I don't think the argument is that I don't know.
Well, you said right now. So
today.
Now,
hot and big is completely different, right?
Okay, now you're getting into nuance.
Yeah, I think so. So Matt Rife is hot. That don't mean he's the biggest comedian in the world right now.
But
he's not selling out Madison Square Garden. He just got Netflix and it got canceled. If he was big, he would have got bigger than that.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not hot.
Yeah, no,
you know hot. What I mean? It's just like, okay.
He not Andrew Dice Clay when Andrew Dice Clay was hot.
Right. Okay.
Right. So like, I don't know. Is it Dave?
I don't know how necessarily how funny
that?
Matt Rife is. And I'm not knocking him either, but I'm not necessarily knowing how, and a lot of time his audience isn't coming for material. They're coming for what they see, and what they see online. So it's a very different, it's a very different when you got all the people and they know you for this. And now you're trying, that's like you doing rap and they know you for this. When you get to the concert, you doing country. Right, like, what the fuck is going on? It's not what I paid for.
Yeah, cut the lights on and talk about it.
Exactly. So it's a very, I'm not saying he's not funny, but I'm saying to his audience, they want to see him do
crowd work.
Yeah. Which crowd work is a gift and a curse because we only use crowd work if the shit wasn't going well for us or somebody said something to us. Correct, Henry? We have material to do. Now crowd work is...
I mean, it's a go-to.
It's a
when
go-to.
When I was coming up, crowd work was just so, the stretch and end transitions out of new jokes or like I hit a dead spot or hit a spot where like the drink, I'm on my second show and the liquor getting to me and I need to kind of find myself, hey, what's going on over here?
Right.
Until the thing hit me, buzzed me in my mind.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay. And then back to the bits of the material. Yeah, now it's kind of like a go-to and it's almost like the crowd
coming there for that.
Yeah, and it's like they'll try to talk you out of your material. They won't even let you finish your bits. Yeah, right, like you'll start a premise like, yeah, it's crazy that the sky blue, nuts.
The great thing about Dion and what I love about Dion is Dion tells the audience, he's like, look, I've been doing this way too long. I'm not one of these new comedians. I sit and I craft it. So
material.
If you came here for crowd work, you should leave right now. Because that's not what I'm on. I'm on some...
Well, it makes them the star. I remember I saw Carlos, who's the dude that got Mencia?
Yeah.
And it was like a small venue, maybe 400 people. He taped
Ontario or something like that.
Yeah, he taped the whole show. He taped the whole show like this. And he told him like, okay, well, I'm taping the show. So at the end of the show, he would give them copies of the show. And that's how he sold it. It was like he was doing crowd work, he was doing material. And it was like, you could see yourself interacting with me. And that was his whole selling point. And that's become a lot of people's selling point. But it makes the audience the star. And it makes them even more self-impressed and kind of like, yeah, I'm great. Even though you haven't went to no open mics, you haven't honed anything. All you've been is you and bought a ticket.
Right. And they're coming to the show going with the preconceived, I said this to one of my friends and it laughed. Now I'm going to come and say it to Henry. I'm going to come and say it to Ocean. Do you find that happens at your shows?
Or rappers rap to you, or they come to you with like...
Yeah, I have a rule in general. And it can be a little rude.
Right.
Don't rap to me. Don't rap to me.
Like afterwards they come up to you.
Don't rap to me.
Right.
Don't rap to me. If we're outside at a club, don't rap to me. If we're... Because
you own all your stuff.
Yeah, I own all my stuff.
Yeah.
We throw events. We'll throw. We do a big music festival.
I knew this. I just wanted the audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how you did that. So yeah, man. No, like. But I did have a question on y'all's thing real quick before I jump. When crowd work, like, so when you guys are doing like a Laugh Factory, that's for preparation for a special, right? Everything is for preparation for a special, or no?
Not necessarily.
Some spots are showcase. So when you're doing showcase spots, you just want to go up there and be clean and crisp. You doing.
But what if a joke hit? You gonna take that joke, right?
What you mean?
Like if you're doing a showcase and you say it's what, 3 minutes or 4 or 5 minutes, and
showcases in LA. I think what Henry's talking about, showcase meaning. So this is a showcase city.
Yeah.
So you're in LA. Every set that you do in LA is showcase.
Okay, gotcha.
Because it's a showcase city. So you're not able to stretch. You're only able to do what? Anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes.
When you get good out here, getting good out here is doing 12 to 15 minutes.
Right, 12 to 15 minutes.
When you're hot in LA, you get 12 to 15 minutes.
We get 12 to 15 minutes.
If you're in other cities, they start you out at, it's usually 3 comics there. You're doing 30 minutes.
Right.
As an open micer, you're doing 30.
I was saying when people do crowd work though, they not practicing they're just going, how can you get better? If you're not out there doing jokes, like Matt Wright, for example, or there's another dude on TikTok, I don't know his name. He's a black dude, kind of big set.
Nate Jackson. Yeah.
Okay, he goes around and he just sits there and he'll just roast people, different people that come in.
But Nate is funny though. What I'm saying is
Nate has 2 hours of material.
Okay.
He
just chooses to do
chooses,
and it's so crazy because he has a singing voice.
Yeah.
He does characters like Jim Carrey.
Okay.
He's an amazing talent. He writes jokes. I've seen him. No, he did Def Jam. I've seen him have killer sets.
Yeah.
Now he's just the place where that's what's selling tickets.
So he can do that.
Yeah. Gotcha. Is talking about people.
Yeah, no, Nate is funny. Nate been doing this for a long time.
So that's why I think he doesn't get the pushback that a Matt Rife or other people who.
But Nate, I've seen Matt too though. Matt has been doing comedy for a long time as well. I'm gonna just leave it there. So what I'm saying is Matt is able to write jokes if he wanted
I don't think comedians, and I think what you're trying to say, and I feel in your spirit, is I think comedians have kind of gotten to a place where that helps to sell tickets.
Right.
Crowd work and those, just like Shantae Wayans, like that, doing those crowd interactions have gotten a lot more of a positive response from ticket buyers than just posting bits. So that's what you're seeing, the lion's share of crowd work.
I think
but we would prefer
not to do no crowd.
I think it's the same kind of with hip hop though. Yeah. Because like for me, for example,
we would prefer not to.
I think I'm a crowd performer versus like I perform to the crowd, and there's people that I perform, to perform their song.
Nigga, you be drenched when you get off the stage.
Yeah, because I'm not. I want you to be entertained with why you came and you spent your money. You know what I mean? And so when you guys said that statement about like making the people in the audience feel like they're the star, I think that's what hits. I think that's what
gets people to buy tickets. Yeah.
I think that's what makes people want to come to that show, is because what did we just say earlier? Why the LA shows are kind of trash?
Because everybody
Feels like they can do it.
They can do it.
And if I put you on a level where I know you can't have the mic and say jokes,
right?
But if I can make you think you're funny and you made this set funny because of you, or you're gonna come to the next one and the next one and the next one, you know. And I think that interaction within people is why I think crowd work, I guess, is as big as where it is right now.
I think it's a loop. It goes around. I remember when I saw DL kind of transition from it, because he started getting a lot of pushback, like after the Kings of Comedy, because he would come out and do all the roasts and stuff. So, you know, he would just do it at the end. He would come out every time I saw him. He would do it.
But he did that a long time ago. That's what his thing was.
He was like, but he like after a while, he was like, no, I can do a show,
right? Just
to kind of prove to the people that, like, no, I don't have to. It's
not the only thing I can do.
Yeah, so he would come out and do his whole hour. Right. Then at the end, he'd be like, cut the lights on. I'm about to get y'all. If they was a good crowd. And then he would just start working them over.
Right.
I went to see Patton Oswalt somewhere, and he kind of did the same thing. He stopped. And he hit you with crisp, clean bits, just amazing jokes, crying, laughing, just him standing there holding the mic. Then he stopped, did maybe a hot 8 minutes of kind of like banter with the audience, and it was just as hilarious, and then went back into his stuff and closed out the show. Yeah, but it was controlled, and it looked like he lost control of the room, or that, you know, he could go either way. Like, I could stop and do crowd work, or I could do this material. It don't matter to me, but, you know, I'm kind of, you know, giving you.
So here's a question for both of you guys. Would you rather do all black audience or all white audience or mixed audience? Jay, what about you?
White.
All black.
All white.
You want all white?
All white. If you're asking me, all white.
All white.
Okay.
Because I'm performing to the people. Black people, I love y'all. I'm black.
Yeah.
We too cool.
We too cool.
We too cool for anything. And so if you go to a country club, you got everybody doing the country swing. You go to a nigga club, everybody just standing there smoking. Right. It's why hip hop and all that other shit is dying. It's because people are just too cool. So if you go to Rolling Loud, it's all white kids.
Crazy.
It's all white people.
And they're going crazy.
Because they're going crazy because they spent their money to go crazy. Black people gonna spend their money to judge. Right. I don't want to perform in front of you. You judging me because I look like you. Because if a white nigga was up here, y'all wouldn't be staring at a nigga like that, like him like that. So it's just how I feel about it. Like, I would rather perform in front of people that appreciate.
Not saying you don't love your people.
I love my people.
Yeah,
I love my people. Yeah. I will go to New Orleans right now and perform. Right now. But if you ask me my preference, I'd go to Montana. Let's just go perform in Montana.
They're gonna go
crazy. They're gonna go
hype. What do you think in common? Because I think, and I don't want to persuade your answer, so I'm gonna have you go first.
Now that I feel like I've kind of learned the science of niggerdom and how it works, and how the blacks just have to be hypnotized. You know it. Yeah. You know, we're magicians. So they have to wash the day off for them, and it takes a little while longer. When a white crowd comes in, they kind of know, you know what I'm saying? They kind of know, like, we're here to have a good time. Even though the lights are down and the music is playing, the ambiance is going, it takes a minute before the black crowd realize, oh, we're here to enjoy ourselves. So if I got the right performers with me to give a great show, and I get to pick and choose who's on the show, a black crowd.
Right.
Because I know how to break them down and massage them to a place to get them out of themselves to where they start forgetting to be niggas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like you probably know how to do it too. It's like, and next thing you know, they just sit. I was doing a show. I was actually hosting a show, and they were sitting there being niggas. They were just like, you know, what he was talking about. And the lady was like, oh, this is trash. And I just kind of looked back at her, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew what point of the show it was. And as the next comic, two more comics down, she crying. Oh my, you know, I just walked past her again. At the end, this was amazing. I was like, yeah, but I have a lot of people that are looking at me with your eyes, and, you know what I'm saying, as the show goes on, thinking that they're not going to have a good time because they're just being, you know, niggardly. But, you know, when you give them a quality show eventually, but we are, like what he said, it made every bit of sense. We are like pulling a mule to eat, you know, hay. It's hard. We are but once we do show love, the love we show can't be matched.
If I was a singer, I would say niggas.
But I was a singer.
But you understand what I'm saying?
I think it's relatability. I think wherever you can relate the most to, I think you will enjoy the most.
Okay, so that brings me to a question for you then. Because Jeff Teague, right? That's Jeff Teague. He's a basketball player. He played for Atlanta. He played in the league for a very long time. He has a podcast, and he came out and said that
some nigga shit, by the way.
Some nigga shit. That Drake is better than Michael Jackson. As a musician, what do you feel about that? How do you feel about that?
That's some nigga shit.
That's some nigga shit.
That's the definition of nigga shit.
Drake?
That's what he said.
That's what he said. He was what he was trying to say was Drake's voice isn't that much different than Michael Jackson's voice.
Which is still some nigga shit.
Which is still a horrible take.
Yeah.
Because Michael Jackson at 12 was singing better than whoever the fuck you want to put on the radio now.
Well, he's the best kid singer ever.
And I believe just off of music alone, my daughter is 6 years old.
Right.
She can play, she dances to Remember the Time all the time.
Right.
She's 6.
Yeah.
That shit came out in the 90s.
Right.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Right.
It's just that simple.
So this is imprinted.
It's just that simple.
Yeah.
I was born in the 90s.
Yeah.
Jackson 5 came out in the 70s.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Right.
I love Drake. Drake's my favorite artist of all time.
But that won't be happening in 2030.
It's not.
It's never going to happen ever again. There will never be anyone who shuts down the mall like Michael Jackson.
So I said this is what I said recently. It was so blasphemy to me because a lot of people get visionist history. They get this because they enter the now, that they get this revisionist history and they forget how great things were and how great Michael was. Like, do you understand that Michael has the biggest selling album ever? He had on nine singles, he had 7 number 1 songs. That's on 9 songs on an album. He had 7 of them number 1.
I've never seen somebody start off so young, they're early in childhood, and still transition into being an adult star.
Exactly.
They tried to do it with Britney Spears. They couldn't, you know what I'm saying? She
walking in my city barefoot holding buzz balls.
There was like that big thing, even like the little pop artists, the little boy bands, was like getting them to transition and then having their audience to follow them into adulthood. Right. We followed Mike through puberty, through adolescence,
through everything,
to growing up as a grown man, and then as an adult man.
So listen, I watched the 40th.
That's unheard of.
Thriller 40th anniversary. It's crazy that it's been 40 years, but that's fucking crazy. But I watched, and the most impressive thing to me is that he did the Pepsi, burnt his head to his scalp, and then they patched that nigga up. And he was back out singing on the Victory Tour. Could you imagine? Burnt the fuck up.
Find me a wig. I got work to do.
Find me a wig. I got work to do. And I got to still do this same singing and dancing and my fucking wig or whatever the fuck they put on them in the fucking 80s. It ain't the shit now. No. It's the 80s that, because I'm looking at him.
Give me some Indian hair. Go to Pakistan. Go to Istanbul.
Patch this motherfucker up and get me out here.
I tell people all the time. Back on that nostalgia tip. Oh, we forget about shit. There'll never be recreated of these people.
No.
The greatest performer of all time in Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
The greatest musician of all time in Prince.
Yep.
The greatest singer of all time in Whitney Houston.
Yep.
And you can argue the greatest basketball player on Michael Jordan.
Yep.
But really, the best nigga in Tiger Woods, because ain't nobody ever gonna be good at golf like that. So
it's all black people.
All black people.
Yeah.
But
that's what I was telling your brother. I was telling him the other day. I was saying to him, I said, yo, be proud to be black. I know your mama white, you half white is great, or more than half white, good. but you a black man. You got to be proud to be who you are because we set the fucking culture. We set all of this shit, and all they do is steal from us, steal from us, steal from us, steal from us, and don't want to give us credit for it. We the most hated, but want to be liked, right? So be proud to be.
But how do we?
Are.
I mean, at this point, how do we get out of this? Like what he said. It seemed like we've gotten to a locked place.
What do you mean?
It was like, like the standing still in the club, the nonchalantness, the disingenuousness. It's like we don't even know where to go next with our own ability.
Well, that's his generation, so he let him answer.
How do you break that?
I mean, yeah. How do you? What's the next point of contact?
It's gonna only get worse. You have to look at generations, right? Like my daughter's generation, they grow up with phones in their hands, so you're slowly and surely separating from what makes humans,
right.
Interactions.
Right.
So it's only going to get worse and worse. Now, as a culture,
like we went to dinner, or we went to brunch, and Tay on the phone.
She's on her iPad. I'm like, yo, you got to put your iPad away in 5 minutes. You got to go away. And it doesn't come back out. Like, because it's like that, but it's deeper than that. I don't think it's ever going to be answered because we're the only culture that don't know where we from, bro. Like, we're the only culture that has no idea where our ancestors are from. We are considered African American because they can't tell us where we're from. Like, I can't go, like, I know I'm half. Like, I know I have a percentage of white. So I know that percentage of white is from France because of my last name. Right. But I couldn't tell you where the hell my mama's side. I couldn't tell you where none of them was from, but we were going to say we're African. So I think it's deeper than that. I think we're the only culture that truly doesn't understand our culture. So to truly understand my brother next to me is foreign. You know what I mean? That's not like my girl and somebody was arguing about different cultures of where they're from and the beef that they had in different, parts of Mexico or I don't even know.
Salvadorian.
I don't even know the beef. I don't even know the beef. We couldn't have the beef if we wanted to have the beef. You know what I mean?
His girl is off camera, by the way.
We don't have that luxury. We don't have that luxury. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it's just deeper than that. I think we'll never be able to understand our cultures how we're supposed to because we don't really have one, bro.
Yeah.
It's like kind of just picked and mashed.
I'm excited though. I'm
excited too.
I think the artists are going to reemerge. They have to just reposition their voices, from hip hop to comedy to everybody just can't be. Because I remember when Tupac came in and he was clowning MC Hammer, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, nigga, whack, whack, whack. But I remember, I liked a lot of them groups. I liked a lot of the bands that was.
I fuck with MC Hammer, yo.
Not just Hammer, but a lot of that music that was being played by them. I kind of, eclectic music, I kind of vibe with that shit. So
I have a question for you.
I liked when the Thugism came in, the Me Against the World, All Eyes on Me, Ready to Die. I was bumping that shit too, but I was both bumping both.
That's the reason we're in the position we're in now.
So when that all that materialism, it kind of just took. I didn't know it was gonna take over all together. I just thought, the Missy Elliott's and the Lauryn Hill, I thought that was still gonna be a part of it. And they just kind of ran them out of until it's just like pussy, pussy, fuck, pussy, dick, money, fuck, pussy. Right. It's like, oh, shit. Had I known, I would have never patronized it. But I think there's going to be a new bleeding eventually of just like humanity coming back into it.
So let me ask you a question. If you had to pick an era that you could loop your life, your best time of your life, and you can loop it, where would that be?
An era I could loop, man. Best time of my life. I mean, right now is good.
It's good
because, and I remember I was young. I used to hear older people say it. You turn 40, and people are like, yeah, this is the best time. I'm like, oh, old nigga, you lying.
Yeah.
But you trying to make it.
Yeah.
But it's like. You lose strength as you get older, but you get sight and understanding.
This is facts.
So it's like my understanding is like I don't get as thrown off with disappointment.
Yeah.
You know, I don't trip as hard. I ain't emotional. I ain't ready to fight nobody over look. Like, it's just, there's a piece. Yeah, I used to like having that little chip on my shoulder, being ready to go at whatever all the time. But it's
you was ready to go. Me and you have been.
But it feel good to be in a place where, like, I know what I'm be doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
I know what, you know,
facts.
Like I can see, like, my eyes are opening.
Yeah.
So kind of like now, just because of the quality of life.
Yeah.
If I could just, but I know there's another, like my mother, you know, my father told me there's another phase coming, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, but if I could just stay here for a minute, I feel like.
I like here, but that's not where I would be. But
Okay.
I like here. To your point, I like the fact that, so here now, and I posted today and I said something today, you know, the 2024 me is just so different.
Yeah.
Right? Like shit don't bother me like it used to bother me. It really don't. Like I just be like, yeah, that's whatever. I know who I am. I say who I am. I know if you don't like it, oh well. If you don't fuck with me, oh well. It's all love. It's all good.
Yeah.
I see what people are trying to do. That's supposed to be my friends. It's supposed. I see. I don't say nothing. I just let the shit. It's just so whatever. If I could, in I would loop the 90s.
Okay.
The 90s was
That
the
was a
best
great
for me
time.
because best music, best situations. I would loop it to where Jay and Tay were in there with me.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
But I would loop the 90s. I would stay in the 90s forever because the 90s was just the music, the culture, how we were. There was no social media. Social media
Man,
has
before them
fucked everything
before them
up.
goddamn
Man, I don't even think I was in
phone.
the time, but whenever Kid and Play was jumping,
Kid and Play.
I'm trying to go there. So 90s for sure. That's where
90s for sure.
Because the house parties, the
House
vibes,
parties,
like,
the vibe.
how we dress now is then. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? The whole vibe now is
That's what I'm
then
saying,
just
the
minus
90s.
the bullshit, like the social media and the,
Yeah.
But I do like the social media too.
I like the social media too, but I think social media makes everything too access and it brings everything watered down. Like when I was in the 90s and the early 2000s before social media, I didn't know it was this many bad bitches in the world. You should not know there's this many bad bitches in the world.
They say that all the time. My grandma, I was just talking to my grandparents about this, honestly. And they were like, why is no one getting married? And then I said, Nana, look, like,
Yeah.
I can go on my phone right now and I could pull up a bad bitch in Australia, Africa. I couldn't do that. You saw my grandpa and y'all was like, oh, she's cute. And that was the only probably cute option y'all niggas had at the time.
In the middle of
it and talking and doing all that.
Yeah.
We don't have that. I could go talk to somebody in Africa right now if I wanted to, in California. And because I have that accessibility, it makes it not.
And fly her out.
It doesn't
or
make.
They fly out. Or is just you? Or do you have just too much access?
Too much access.
And it's the same thing for women. Too much access to fly niggas. Like every nigga got a fucking opinion. Every bitch got an opinion. It's just everybody got opinions. Everybody is this and everybody want to be this and everybody want. It's too much access. All right, I don't. We just had some technical difficulties, so we're coming back. So I didn't want to trick the audience in there and be like, but at the end, I would say I would loop the 90s. I know we were talking about that, looping the 90s. I would loop the 90s with you and Taylor in it. And some of my good friends, I would have Henry. I would just loop the 90s where we were able to have good times without social media. And you said Kid and Play. Because I don't like Kid the way he is now. Have you seen Kid?
I don't like Play either. I don't like neither of them niggas. They both look weird. I seen them the other day. I was like, yo, it look like the dancing just got sucked out you niggas. Like, it sucked the life out you niggas. Like, but yeah.
Well, this has been like a great episode of Since Everybody Else Got a Podcast. I appreciate you guys coming on. Henry, do you want to tell them where you at next, what you got going on with your social media so they can follow you? Because, you know, that social media is important.
Yeah, it's important.
And they you know, I love the stuff that you do on social media. You know, me and you talk all the time. I'll DM you, hit you, you know, because I really love the stuff that you got going on. So you're a must follow. So how can everybody find you and go there? How can they do that?
Henry.Coleman.773 on Instagram. Henry Coleman, all over YouTube, and then all over Facebook. Henry Coleman, comedian Henry Coleman. It's very easy. I'm easy to get in touch with.
Yeah, where are you at next? You said the Improv.
The Improv Monday, and then Comedy Store.
Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Jay Uno.
Yes, sir. Taboo Forever is out. Y'all can go get that everywhere. For the new people that are just tapping in, it's 43 songs, but let me explain it to you.
Yes.
It's not 43 new songs.
Yes.
I just put the whole Taboo series on one project so that if you haven't heard it, you can you know, get all the music together. And it's been out since November was the first one.
Yeah.
So November to now, I've dropped 4 projects, 43 songs for y'all.
What do you think your style is like? What somebody can compare you to?
Yeah.
What would it be?
If you had to, I was honestly thinking of this the other day. If you had to blend all my favorite artists. So like if you blended Kanye, Future, Lil Uzi, Drake, and Party Next Door into one artist.
That would be you.
That would be dope.
Me. Dope. And is that.
I would feel like that would be me.
No, that is facts though. And
like that.
I love all your shit, man. So tell them where they can.
Yeah, y'all can get me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that shit at the name Uno.
And if you want some real good fucking hip hop, some good music, good beats, good rap, good singing, good vibe, good all of that, I'm asking you to please go and support my son. He's amazing, amazing, amazing. And I'm not just saying that once. Anybody I send it to, they go crazy.
Whatever type of music you like,
we'll
send you that type of vibe.
Yeah.
And you can take his word for it.
Yeah. And if you want to hear real comedy that will, you know, you will be like, damn, that motherfucker funny. And it'll make you think, it'll make you all that. Henry Coleman, please. And of course, we want to thank our sponsors because we did the Añejo, but we want to thank Gran Corimano. I'm going to make sure I'm saying it right. Kevin, thank you for always looking out, always putting me on stuff and making shit happen for me to feed my family. I appreciate you. I always got your back for Katt Williams. But no, I fuck with Katt too. I like them both. I think they both dope.
I mean, it was weird because, because like, you have to be loyal to who paid you, kind of, sort of. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, sometimes dudes be saying stuff like, okay, I can kind of agree with that, but you ain't never put no money in my pocket.
But Katt put money in my pocket.
I ain't never made money directly from Katt, but I made money from Katt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, some of the people he talked about, I made money directly from.
Yeah.
So it was like, when I talked to people, they was like, well, you need to have an opinion. I was like, I didn't ate off both trees.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still, you guys are talking about gatekeepers and all this, and I'm still under that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not beyond.
Yeah.
It's a phone call could be made.
Right. And both of them dudes have been amazing to me.
Yeah.
So I don't have any.
But that's not our fight. That's
not our fight.
Yeah.
So that was saying that to say I always play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
So everything I say come from a place of just devil's advocate and devil's, just
what
a part of love. What if or what have. Kevin is amazing to me. Katt has been amazing to me. So I can't complain on none of these dudes and what they on. So with that said, this has been another exciting. We missed you, Donovan. I know you sick and don't feel well, but please get better. This is another exciting episode of Since Everybody Else Got a Podcast with your host, Donovan, Jordan, and Ocean Glapion. We appreciate all the love and support. We'll see you next time. Peace. Yeah.